Hello. Hi, everybody. Here we are waiting. I'm going to just let Carla in shortly, but we are here live and having our, okay, here we go. Okay, while I wait for Carla to, not Carla, our guest, but Carla to request to come in. We are on our live Beyond the Stage with an incredible guest, someone that we know personally. We work with her, and I'm sure she does not need much of an introduction. Carla, the Realtor, is her Instagram handle, and she has come into social media and has created such an impact with how she, as a real estate agent, does her work and showcases her homes and her marketing. And so we're going to talk all about that. The topic tonight is something that is very important to us and something that we absolutely are so passionate about. I'm just waiting for Carla to request. Carla, where are you? Let's see here. Okay. Anyway, so while I think there she is. Sorry about that. Here we go. Lives are so funny, you're just kind of going with what happens. You have to go with the flow. So here we are.
Hello. Yeah, I was waiting. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I couldn't see you, but I was just kind of going on about, but I just wanted to reintroduce ourselves because this is a live, but we do have the videos afterwards that we have on our YouTube, on Spotify, and also on our Instagram. So I just want to, in case there are people here that don't know who we are, just a little bit about who we are and what we do. So I'm Adelka Anderson. I am a co-founder and CEO of Interiors and Impressions and Interiors and Impressions Academy, and partner with my best friend and business partner. And we have been in business since 2017. We love everything design and staging. And what's funny is that, what brought us together, which was a staging class, is what we are now teaching and helping other people do in their business in real estate, which is full circle. So we love that. And tonight is a great topic because we're going to be talking to Carla Albero, who is going to join us shortly. And I'll give it to you, Carla, if you want to say something.
Sure, yes. Well, thank you. As Adelka said, first of all, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're very happy. We look forward to meet every 2 Thursdays with special guests. As we started with this idea through the Academy that we launched last year in November, and now it became a reality. So we have Beyond the Stage, which is a space for us to share, to become more real, to have professionals that are going to share their experiences, and we can learn together. So we're always very excited to be here, and we're looking forward to have this, as Edelka said, on Spotify and also on Apple Podcasts, because sometimes people can join us, but then they can listen to it, and we always get really good feedback. So thank you for being here tonight. We're waiting for Carla, I guess, to join.
Yeah, but so everybody knows tonight's topic, because our IG Live series is called Beyond the Stage. It's because we want to have experts and people who come on here who can talk about their industry. They're experts at what they do. They're making an impact, and we're here to help each other and learn grow our community, as well as help and educate. So that's the main purpose for this, as Carla was saying. And tonight's topic is beyond the sale. So as a realtor, it's a difficult industry right now with everything going on and the markets and everything. So we're going to talk about creating emotional connections in the real estate industry. So there's no one better than our friend Carla, who's going to join us. I'm going to let her in. And when I let her in, I will then give you guys a little bit of background on her. Okay. Let's see.
There you
There
are.
she
Hi
is.
guys.
And she's wearing red,
Red
representing.
color.
Always representing. Oh my gosh, I thought I was having technical difficulties. I was like,
We always do have technical
ah.
difficulties. Don't worry, my phone was falling actually just now. So I'm like, oh, okay, I hope nobody saw that. But that's what it is with IG Live. So
I should
everything
put
good.
I
So
should put mine on do not disturb. Sorry?
before we start, I think it would be nice to just give a little bit of background on who you are, even though, you know, you're on our social all the time, giving us all these amazing videos, like going up on cranes and
Oh my God.
wild things. But just a little bit of background on Carla. Carla Alvira is a dynamic presence in real estate with the agency and who brings a wealth of experience, having skillfully harnessed her background in managing a marketing and production company to cultivate a devoted following on Instagram with her unique and innovative videos. Her journey has also led to numerous collaborations and partnerships with renowned brands, showcasing her ability to connect and create impactful relationships in the industry. With her creative flair and an extensive network that stretches across Canada, the United States, and Europe, Carla's distinctively approach to lifestyle marketing stands out. Her entrepreneurial spirit, combined with her unwavering dedication in the industry, positions her as an influential force and one to watch. And we definitely cannot stop watching you, girl, because it's
I want
like,
to ask you one question, Carla, before we
Yes.
start. Really quickly. How would you
You
describe yourself in 3 words?
passionate,
Uh-huh.
relentless, and loyal.
And fun, I think.
Yes,
Creative.
ma'am. And that too.
I
Thanks.
think that comes with the passion.
I have tequila in here. No, I'm just joking. It's not. It's vodka. I'm just joking. Just joking.
Yeah. Well, welcome,
Maya, I
Carla.
Welcome
see
to be
you.
on the stage.
So thank you. Thank you so much for having me, ladies. I just want to start off by saying I am so honored. You
Hmm.
both are such a force, and you both have been in the industry for so long, and making moves and waves and disrupting and doing elevating and continuing to evolve. And I think that's so important. So I'm honored and I appreciate you
Yeah.
both. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We're very happy to have you here, and we know that you guys are busy. Real estate agents are always on the go. So thank you for taking the time. I
I'm still
know
in
we
the
have.
office.
Are you still in the office? It
Yeah.
looks like it. We were
Yeah.
looking at the background
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And wearing red.
Of
That's why.
course. I mean, come on.
Okay, well, Adele, I don't know if you want to start with the first part of the interview so we can
Yeah.
get
So I
going.
think, I think you bring something so unique and so different into this industry. I, your genuineness and authenticity and the way you talk about your clients and the way you care about
Mhm.
people is so transparent and obvious, even through a screen. Like you can see
Wow.
people, you see people on video and you can really tell when somebody's genuine and real. And you have that down pack. Like that is 100%. And I know that's why you are successful. And that's why this is why you are where you are, because I feel like that is the main thing when it comes to selling, when it comes to business, when it comes to humanity, when it comes to people, right? When you're working with people, that is what gets you that sale. That is what gets you that client, I really believe. So, but besides that, you are so creative. And
Ugh.
it's like you have this passion for art, for like the art of selling. So tell us a little bit more about what your philosophy is behind all of
The recipe, huh? Okay. So,
that.
The recipe. Yes, that's what we want.
so the thing is just that what you said first, people. And actually, let me bring it back a little bit. In terms of authenticity, the only person I know and I can be is myself. And sometimes it's putting yourself out there can be risky and can feel not so safe all the time, right? um but I can't do it any other way because, again, the only person I know who to be is myself. So that's where I try to work from, is a place of honesty and center, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I do i do love the arts. I'm a lover of every art form, whether it's um paintings or theater or um literature, the art of speaking. Everything is just, I see art in everything. So bringing that into every aspect that I do is really important to me. Architecture, just the shape of things, lines, people, how they speak, different people. I feel like people are art. Every
Yeah.
person is their own, every person is their own, has their own story, and is like their own,
Mhm.
is their own book. So it's so interesting to me, and I've always been like this. Figuring out, not figuring out, but meeting people and getting an understanding of them. I think I'm very curious, so that helps too, my curiosity. Each person that I meet, each client becomes is a new story. They come with
Mhm.
their own ideas, their own way of looking at things, their own baggage, their own history, their ups and their downs. And in real estate, it's very personal. It's personal to me, and a lot of times my clients turn into my really good friends
That's right.
because of the process. So I actually, most of my clients have become really good friends of mine, and I check up on them, they check up on me. And again, because real estate is personal.
I think you have said something very important, which is part of your recipe. And that is real estate is actually getting to know people, getting to know their lives. So you become very intimate, right, in the whole process. But that's we believe is the success of every client that you get and every process in real estate. That's why you're being so successful. So thank you for sharing that. And for us, we have worked with you. We have seen you connecting with your clients, and there's nothing more inspiring to see how you treat your clients and how they feel so comfortable and connected to you. Did you think before you started doing this job that this was going to be part of your journey, like being, so present on social media, being part of clients' life, and then creating all these, stories for the selling process of their homes?
No. What I always knew,
I like that.
what I always knew is that I wanted to, that I've always had a passion and love for real estate,
Mhm.
for homes, for architecture, for I used to, when I was little, there used to be this a real estate brick and mortar shop close to the same path my mother and I would take to the grocery store. So
Mhm.
we would go to the grocery store every other day, of course, with my mother, and we would always pass by this real estate storefront. And back in the day, it was more with the brick and mortar. You saw the listings. There's still some that have that, but you see the listings in the front of the store.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I would constantly like tug her and ask to look at it, and sometimes my mom would be like, "No, we have to go, like let's go," and she would pull me, and I'm like, "No, mom, please." And I would love to stand there and look at the different homes and look at their prices and just kind of tried to read what was on that listing, which now I know is a listing, and tried to understand what that was. And then on other walks, that same house that I was looking at, I would see the sold symbol. So I was keeping, now I understand what I was doing.
Yeah,
I was keeping
exactly.
track of the listings and what sold and well, what was new to market. I was like, Mom, look at this one, look at it. And she's just like, okay. And sometimes she was patient with me and other times she wasn't. She's like, let's go. So my passion for real estate has always been there. And eventually I became an investor and et cetera, down the path. But it's just, yeah, it's just something that's always been a part of me. Now with social media,
Mm-hmm.
no. Before I got into real estate, I'm very private. So
Okay.
it took me, and people are surprised when I say that. Even Kat from the agency,
Uh-huh.
Kat Bailey, she's like, "What are you talking about? You?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like I didn't have before I became a realtor. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have. I had Facebook at one time when Facebook was a thing. I just what do you call it when you turn it off? I didn't
Oh
delete it,
yeah.
but
Uh-huh.
I didn't have Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. So all these things, I was not part of the social media realm on purpose. I didn't feel that, there was a need or that I wanted to, but I knew that when I was getting into real estate, that would have to change
Mm-hmm.
because again, real estate is very personal, and people need to know me and need to trust me and understand me. And what
Correct.
better way to get that across than these tools that we have that where we can engage with people.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, it wasn't very comfortable.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can't
I think
hear.
we're losing connection, yes. Well, I don't think we can hear you, Carla.
Yeah, no,
No, I don't think we can hear her.
we can't
In
hear
the
her.
meantime, there is Ruth from Costa Rica. Hi, Ruth. Thank you for connecting. Carla, we can hear you very well.
Oh,
Okay, no, we
Let's see
can hear
now.
you
No,
now.
you're
We
back
can
now.
hear
You're
you
can you
back.
hear
now.
me? Okay.
Must have been a connection,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, there was a moment there. We missed the last part.
Yes.
So just pushing through, and I would start in the beginning. I remember starting off with uh, I had the vision in my head. Regardless, I think having a vision is
Mm-hmm.
is is key.
Yeah.
Not just going in blindly. I mean, sometimes that's okay because you have to discover certain paths, but ultimately having a vision is key. So I had a vision, and I just started working towards that and getting myself comfortable, and it didn't take too long.
It didn't take long, girl.
It's supernatural. Yes.
It didn't take too long.
You know why it didn't take long? Because you love what you're doing and you're
Yeah.
passionate about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that that's evident with the work that you do and the storytelling that you do, which is because that's what you do. You're selling real estate, but you're telling stories and you are making art by doing so. So I just want to congratulate you for that because, you know,
Thank you.
um, it's not like you've been doing this for 10 years, right? Like this is it's like you started and you just went like this. Like, so I think it's amazing. I know that the market, is not the greatest at the moment for a lot of people. So we're not going to be in this space to talk about things that we can see in the news and everybody's, all the negative Nellies out there and things like that. So today we're going to talk about how do we help other people, in a market like this, right?
Mhm.
How do we help them elevate their properties and sell their properties and get noticed? So, do you have any recommendations or things that you would say, for a new agent or somebody who's feeling a little bit frustrated with how things are right now? What would you give them? Like, what kind of advice would you give them?
I would. Sorry, quick question before I get into that. Am I able to add this onto my live as well, or no? It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't
No.
work like that. No.
Okay. Um, that's the social media. The one who's so shy.
But you know what?
Um,
I love that this is happening because a lot of people think because we put videos, we do content that we're experts, and we're
Yeah,
not.
and we're
Sometimes we don't
not.
even know, right? So it's really normal for anyone not to be professional to start actually doing being
But
present.
doesn't it show, like if you are live on people who follow you, doesn't it show at the top when the person is on live? No?
I don't think so, but there's a button
Okay.
here with a camera. I don't know. Is that if I press? I'm scared to press stuff because like I don't want to lose you guys. But should I try?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Let's see what happens. This is. Let's see what. Oh no, that's no.
No,
Never
no,
mind.
that changes your video. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So there you go, guys. You can
Okay.
now
Sorry.
press the button when you are on IG Live. Only goes on the person who opened the live. So interest and impressions in this case.
Okay. So because it's easy to it's easy to do well when things are good,
Hmm.
but can you do well when things are not good? I think that's the true test, and that goes beyond real estate. I think there are certain universal laws that apply to, well, the universal laws, they apply to everything. um and again, of course, with real estate. So I say that to say that it's very important in a market as such to step outside of the box. We
Hmm.
can't, this is what I talk about with other realtors as well, whether new or seasoned, when we're discussing and going over ideas, is that we can't just have a beautiful listing or a listing in general, period, and then just take some photos and throw it up on MLS and hope for the best. That's not enough. That might have worked when there was that that
Yeah,
surge during COVID. Like anyone, the person doing the least was getting the most. But
exactly.
if you can do well in times like this, then you'll be all right. And in order to do well, you have to be a step outside of the box. Period. You cannot just do the basic stuff. I don't believe in that. I find it yucky. Like I don't like it. I can't do that. I can't do that. So anytime I work with a client, it's always, I can't do basic stuff. Like, okay, for example, I remember when I first started, I had a lease listing. So I was listing this home that was going for lease. And I did
Okay.
a video. I did like a big video.
Yeah.
And even the homeowners they were surprised. They were like, "Oh, okay, this is great." Because who does that? Who does a creative big budget video for a lease? Like I think I spent more on that video than I actually got from the lease. But for me, it's not about that. It's not about the money, because if you put into your craft, if you put into your work, you get
Hmm.
that back. And you shouldn't work for money. You should work for your passion, work for what you're doing, and the money will come, or whatever it is, the glittery gold, whatever. That's a byproduct of that.
We always say, we have to work with a purpose. And I think we always do, the best that we can. But also you said something very important that you invested in that video that probably never got back the money with the lease. But also when you're actually building your brand, you're trying to give the best, even to little projects, because really that's going to actually bring you back the clients that you're looking for and the projection that you're looking for, and it's going to set you up. So
Right.
that's what you have been doing, and we really admire you because not only you do the videos, but you're very creative. So I wanted to ask you about that. Um, are you the one behind the production of your videos, the script, and the
Everything.
team and everything, right? Tell us about that, how that works, because a lot of people don't understand exactly, and they want everybody to be done by other people, but no, you got to be on top of things. So tell us a little bit about what you do when you're going to do a video.
So everything. I'm the creative director. I'm the writer. I'm the scout person. I'm the wardrobe. Um,
Almost a
I
cameraman as well.
that's the only thing I don't do. That's the only thing they do because I can't. Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
but to that point, working with a good uh, videographer
Uh-huh.
and a good editor is very important because I could do all that stuff, and if I have a not so good, if I'm not working with the team, a good team on the other side, then the
It's a
product
waste.
is a waste. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's very important. But yeah, everything. I stay like I write scripts. I have a script notebook. It's not here, it's at home. I work in that roughly, and then I eventually it goes from there into my laptop. The
Yeah.
ideas, the brainstorming. And then from there, I send it off to the videographer. The vision of what I see is already in place, and then it's just implementing it on the day of.
Amazing. I love hearing that because it takes a lot to do, to be out there selling, creating material, connecting with your clients, and also making sure that every process is in place. I know you're really well with helping your clients as well with showcasing their spaces, their homes.
Right.
We had an experience with the Delca to work with you in a couple of opportunities, and we had an amazing time. We did actually a transformation where we were hands on, but you guys were hands on as well. So
Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands and
nobody
knees
sees
on.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
No, thank you guys, first of all, because you were staging beauty angels who came and just uplifted everything and got the home sold. You helped us to get the
Yeah.
home sold, so thank you so much. Yeah, that was a very unique listing where just that we were literally on our hands and knees, cleaning the floors the night before we had to shoot. And because if we didn't, then the home wouldn't be ready, and we needed to get those photos ready. um yeah, I remember getting home at like 12:30 a.m., just
Mhm.
uncluttering, etc., etc. So yeah, that was that was, I'll remember
We
that one.
always talk. We had actually a class that we did, Doc and I, to a team of real estate agents in Miami. And we were talking about how we align everything, how you're supposed to align not only what you are showcasing, like your brand, you are a brand itself, but also how you align your clients. So the spaces, the property actually is looking its best so you can actually do your videos. Do you find that sometimes it's not an easy process with the clients that you have actually worked with?
Yes. And that is when I need the dear help. So what I don't do is staging. I mean, I see things that need to be changed, and but I leave that to the professionals. I'm not a stager. This is why I call you guys. This is, your vision and walking into a space and seeing and changing things, and then going to like a furniture store and picking out items, and you have that vision. So I leave that to the professionals, and this is what I tell my clients too, that's what needs to be done, right? I can obviously I see things that need to be changed. I have ideas in regards to the space, but I do strongly, 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 strongly believe in staging. It works wonders. Just recently we had a property. I had a property that wasn't staged, and it got tons of showings, but nothing came out of that. As soon as we took it off, had it staged, what was it? 10 days it sold.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. It makes a difference.
Same home, nothing changed, no new paint, like nothing changed besides the furniture that was in there and the eye of the stager. So I always tell clients like staging, staging, staging is so important. Definitely, 100%.
Yeah. I was going to ask you to share a story about like, how like to give us an example of how your marketing strategies work. So I like staging is one thing, but it's really like Carla was saying, like as a brand, you are the brand, right? You are supported by the agency, which is an amazing brand, and it's got its own prestige and everything that comes with it. But you then have to be a representation of that brand, and then you are your own brand as well, and then you are working with clients, and the home has to be a part of your brand. So it's all this connection of it all together, right? So in terms of like, I just want to hear of something really unique, like a concept that you put together that really just, by doing your marketing and doing all the things that work, like give us something, that a home or a sales experience that you had that was just like so interesting and unique, because I know that you must have them.
Yeah, well, there's a few. So, uh, I've been asked because now I have examples of different videos. So
Mhm.
I've been asked by a client, I want that one. Like it's like at the store. Can
No.
you do this one for my home? Give me number 8. And I said I can't do that because each home has their own story. As you
Yeah.
know, as stagers, you guys do this every time. You walk into a space and you take it in, you ingest it, and then
Hmm.
you go with that. You flow with the space. So that's happened where I've had people request certain videos. We just did one recently for a property. It's called Clonmel Castle in Port Dover.
Oh, that was
And
amazing, by the way. I
did you
couldn't
like?
believe it was you and it was Steve, right?
That's right, Steve Bailey. So what we did is we went to see the space, of course. And I mean, this is for me, it's just like I love historical Victorian, like, oh my God, I was like Google Gaga all over the place. The lady, my client, was trying to show me the home, and I was stuck in the library. And she's like, "Are you going to come see the rest of the house?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm coming." Um, so for that, we just, Steve was like, "Okay, what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "This is what we're gonna do. I'm going to find a costume store, and we're going to go there, pick out pieces, and we're going to do this storybook, like kind of like Disney with the book and then this." And he's like, "Okay, let's, sure." And he's a good sport. He was a good sport. He was down for all of it. So we went even to get fittings. Like it was a thing. And back to your point, Carla, about how there's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yes, yes.
For that 50 seconds,
I
that
know.
was like 2 weeks of preparation to get that piece, that 50 seconds.
Yeah, to get the costumes, to get, the people, the team, everything.
That's right. So we
Mm.
like again we went for fittings, and not like around the corner. Like we had to drive an hour to get to this costume store. Shout out to theatrics. And we had to get fittings and then come back to pick up once everything was fitted, and pick it up. Then it was a lot of work that went into it, but I believe in doing just that. Whatever is required for the home, I just believe in stepping up to the plate and giving it
And I have
giving it
to
that.
say, for everyone that is listening and will listen to this episode, you're a mom of two. So all the time that
Yes.
you're saying, driving here, doing this, picking up the costume, going, trying them on, and getting the creative part ready, I mean, it's a lot of work, and I'm very proud of seeing women like you, and obviously men as well, that they have so much in their plate, but they still put so much passion and love in what they do. That really I admire. Everything that I see content that is so well together, and yeah. So I really say that you're doing an amazing work. But I wanted to ask you, for people that are looking to kind of start doing content, how do you choose, your photographer, your videographer? How are you so, you narrow it down to the people that really connected to you?
Trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe, um, thank you to Instagram. We have Instagram stories.
Okay.
First of all, before even getting into videographers, that's a good way to see with your audience what works and what doesn't work. It's only up for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to try something, see what that feedback is, and if it doesn't work or it works, whatever, just try different things. So that's a good way to kind of gauge what works with you and with your audience. And same thing with videographers. I've used many throughout throughout my time as a realtor, and you get to gauge who's niche, who works well in
Yeah.
the specific niches, right? So I'll have a videographer who's very good at like effects, and
Mm-hmm.
I have one who's very good at cinematic edits and filming, and then so kind of gauging which one is right for the property and what the idea is. Not many. I've narrowed them down through trial and error. The
Okay.
few that I work with, and I hold them near and dear, and I love
Mm-hmm.
them all because they help make it come together and create the magic.
Exactly. And that's so important, right? So, but usually people not only think about investment because it is an investment, but sometimes we need to invest in what we do, which is quality and professionalism. So I'm glad that you say that you have to go and try,
Yeah.
different ones, and then until you narrow down and then you have your team with you.
Definitely. It's very important to do that, especially in the beginning, because you get to know not only what works for you, which is first and foremost, you have to figure out who you are, what your niche is, what you're comfortable with, and then finding the people to create your team around you that support that. And having a team is so important, and having the people that you can work with and count on and collaborate with is very important, which is what we do at the agency. Collaboration is key, and supporting each other, and we really are. I mean, it's really something special
Mm-hmm.
without, and I don't mean to sound hallmarky, but it really is. It's just next level. Like, we are a family, you
And
know.
that's real estate, really. You have to collaborate, right? You have to have your your community, your people that aligns with you without the same, industry. So it's
Yeah.
all about that. You can't just work right now by yourself. And I
Right.
think this is a great opportunity to build actually, great relationships.
But I feel that we have that here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I work with lots of other agents, and not to poo-poo all the other
Yeah.
brokerages, but it's a fact. It just is what
Mm-hmm.
it is. Like, the way the support is, I don't know if that would be the case. Well, I do know that wouldn't be the case everywhere else. So it matters, going back to team, it matters who you have around you, who you work with,
Mm-hmm.
because you are your environment as well, right? So having support is so important. These things really do matter.
Yeah, I feel like you can tell that the brokerage works like this. I mean, we've
Mm-hmm.
not only just worked with you from the agency, but we've worked with other agents from the agency, and they all have the same feeling. They all say the same thing. Um, and I really do love your number one rule.
No assholes.
Exactly.
Okay. It's true. That's it.
So
Boundaries right there.
yeah.
That's it. It doesn't matter how many homes, how many this, how many years, or the lack of it. It matters, the community, and if someone is not willing to participate in that and be supportive and collaborative, then it's not the right fit, right? We genuinely are a family. Like, I hang out, my agency family. Like, I used to have friends outside of outside of real estate before, but like, I work with my people, I hang out with my people. I call them, they call me, like when I have an issue. Just the relationships that are built are very strong and built on love,
It's nice to
really.
hear that because, when you think of real estate, and I think in general, I think people just look at life, and I know Carla and I, we don't see things like this, but, there's that competition
Oh,
aspect of real estate or selling, and I feel like people think that there needs to be this competition, but there's so much to go around. The universe is infinite, and there's so much for everybody, and instead of focusing on competing, you should focus on collaborating and helping each other on community. So I love to hear that that's the experience that you're having, and it makes sense why you're there because that's the type of person that you are. So, sorry, what were you going to say, Carla?
no, no, go ahead, go
Oh,
ahead. It's just one thing
no,
at the
no,
end I'm going to tell you.
no, I
Know
was
that,
going to say, like, Carla and I have been working in, like, not as realtors, but in the real estate industry
yeah,
for since, well, at least for me, since 2017. And I have met hundreds of
yeah,
agents, of real estate agents. They're definitely a unique bunch, like there are number one clients, like those
yeah.
are our clients.
Right.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we know the industry very well. We're always plugged into it because of, realtors who then become friends, like people
Right.
that we work with on a regular basis. So, um, it's an industry that we are both very passionate about, not just as because we do staging, but because we now teach it, but also because we are investors ourselves.
Right.
So we are always on the other side as well. So I love everything about real estate. But I have to say I'm happy to be in the design part of it.
Not in the sales part of it.
No.
less
Although
less
I have
gray
to say,
hairs, less gray hairs,
yes,
probably.
Well, actually, I will say we are a part of the sales
yes, I
of,
was going to say
I
that.
was going to say
Mhm.
we are part of the sales process because, as you said, without staging, like houses sell a lot faster when they're staged. So we
100%.
are a part of that marketing. So staging is marketing, is not design. It is strategic and it has purpose. So,
Something I
100%.
wanted to add, Carla, and when we were talking about, building community and competition, and sometimes, we get fall into that. We have to all do the same thing, but at the end of the day, when you're doing something, when we're doing content and we're working to build our brand, this is what we teach. Everybody is different. It doesn't matter if they do the same script, they're going to bring their own essence. So it's always nice to see how people can help each other and collaborate. And I know you help agents sometimes to even do their videos and write their scripts. So this is something really nice to talk about and say it right here because really doesn't, we don't need to have competition. That's not a word. We have to grow and we have to build and we have to be unique and authentic, even doing the same thing. So thank you for sharing that you are always, looking into building a family with your other agents. And that's something very important for people that are starting in the industry, that
Hmm.
they feel sometimes very lonely. I heard that from a lot of real estate agents that they work and they say, well, it's a very lonely journey. It doesn't have to be,
No,
as you said, but also depends on who are you working with.
exactly.
So when somebody's looking to get into an agency, what can you actually recommend to them to really be, thinking about?
Come to the agency. I mean,
Yeah,
if you have the right mindset, if
that's
you're in
that's
it,
nice. Yes. Hmm.
if you and going into the industry, you should have the right mindset. Being It's great to be competitive, but within yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like I tell my sons, it's like two race horses. If you stop, or a runner, either way, if you stop to look at the next person beside you, you've now slowed down. right? So I always tell them, like, just look forward and do what you have to do. So competition is great, but within yourself. Like,
Use it as a motivation.
yeah,
That's it.
beat
Mhm.
yourself. You did this, okay,
Correct.
great. Now what's your next line in the sand? Beat that. Oh, now you've done that, now beat that. Because yeah, again, looking at what someone else, why are they doing that? Why are they doing it? Why that takes a lot of energy, and you could be putting that in yourself. So that's another thing I don't do. I don't watch. I congratulate others, and I it makes me happy, and it excites me if I see something that is working, and that is someone is successful. It actually, it lightens me up,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to, oh well, why did they get that listing, or whatever negative
Yeah.
stuff. I don't live in that place. I'm like, that's great. And like you said, Adilka, there's more than enough to go around, so that's
Yeah.
fine. So it's actually, I use other people's successes as motivation. I don't
As an
I
example.
Yeah,
Correct. Okay,
Somebody
that's an
cannot
amazing.
take something that is not meant, that's meant for you. So, you're the only person that can give it away by being distracted by what other people are doing. So,
exactly.
yeah.
So
Well,
I
Carla,
just, mhm.
I don't know if you want to actually say something to motivate others besides, like being a real estate agent, but more like in the creative industries. People that are kind of uncomfortable, they're very shy about being in camera. Something you said, it was that you're very, you're not a very open person, you're very private. But when we're in camera, we don't have to be really open about our personal life, but
Yeah.
just be yourself, right? Just depending on what we're doing. So we're showcasing houses, and do it the best you can. But if somebody's actually kind of still afraid, I'm sure you come across agents that come to you and say, Carla, can you help me? How do you do this? What will you say to somebody to really believe in they can actually be good in camera?
That it's okay to fail.
Uh-huh.
And it's not only okay to fail, you have to fail. You have to fail, and in order to make that shift to grow, and you have to fail with grace. You can't fail and be emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Um, passion, passion and emotion are very different. So I think that trying and failing again is a great thing, and it's something that needs to be done in order to succeed and grow. I failed more times than than I can count. I've tried more things that didn't work, as opposed to the stuff that did work. But I needed to do that in order to find out what worked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's part of the process. I also, going back to what you said, Carla, about being private, it's also important to, like, we're not just real estate agents. We're mothers, we're people, we're consumers, we're friends. So it's important also to show that aspect as well, as much as someone is comfortable doing so, of course, in a safe way, right? You don't want to be like, I'm here at this address right now, come find me. Um, Always, if you're putting an address, do it after you've left, just for safety
Uh-huh.
purposes. So things like that. But it's also, and that's something I had to, again, trial and error. That's something I had to learn, because for me, it was like just real estate for a long period of time, and then I started opening up my life, and showing, my partner, my children, my activities, my friends, etc., my food, my espresso martini, whatever, just opening that up, and people want to know that you're real, right? You're
Yeah.
not just a
Yeah.
walking real estate bobblehead, right? I'm a person who loves, and who is loved, and who loves life, and who wants to give back. So I just think it's important to showcase that as well. And again, that comes through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
and doing it at your own pace and being authentic to yourself, which will translate
Good point.
to your
Yes.
camera.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we really appreciate your time with us. We could talk about this stuff forever. But one thing that people don't know, if they didn't see the story a few days ago, the three of us are working on a special project.
Yes, we are.
We can
So
reveal it now.
you can't reveal
We can't
it.
really say, but it's really good.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited. So thank you for continuing to always asking for our support and help. So we love
Mhm.
working with you, and
Thank you. I love working with you.
yeah, and we're gonna continue to do that and collaborate together.
Yes.
There was Kavita saying there are the queens, and then Carlos and Christina are there as well supporting us.
Oh,
So
all
all
the
the
family.
all the family.
They're
Family,
there. I can't
agents,
see
and
who's
family,
on.
family. I can't see either, and I don't have my glasses, so let me put my glasses
Aw,
on.
Carlos and Christina are there.
Carlos
Yeah.
and Christina, Kavita is there.
You know what?
Uh,
So let me just talk about agency family, and let me
uh-huh.
talk about Carlos and Christina. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. so, Christina has always been, and Carlos, of course, have always been so supportive with me from the beginning, and and I will always be indebted and love them both for that. And it just goes back to, they they were there for me from the very beginning and there for me every step of the way, and still are. And that's just who they are. They're the first people. If something is, if there's an event or someone needs help or uh, support, whatever, they will be one of the first people to show up for everyone. So this just goes back to the agency, what we have and what special people, and I feel blessed
And
to
they're
be part
saying,
of it.
we love watching all your success, Carla. And also, James says, great messages. So that
What
means,
they're on? I can't even see who's on. My baby James. Oh my God! And James, hold on. Let's talk about James. James is like my. We were
no, this
destined
is
to
my
find each
James,
other.
actually.
Oh wait.
The one that,
Hold on.
so this is my James that says, my fiance that says, great
Oh, you're James.
messages.
Okay, sorry.
But talk about the other James. I know we all love James too.
James in the city,
Carlos and
baby.
Christina and everybody from the agency. We know we got to know you guys very closely, but I don't want to take away from you. You want to say something about James, so go ahead.
He is my little treasure, and the way we found each other was, is a story that him and I'm sure will be laughing about for a long time. But our relationship, again, going back to, he's someone who I talk to, I don't know, 5 times a day, and if it's not on the phone, it's via text or Instagram
Mhm.
messages or me. Like, we communicate through like 5 different avenues throughout the day, and that again goes back to just that relationship and what we have. And I adore him. He's my brother. I love him, and just what we all have
Yeah,
at the
I have
agency.
to
So
say, it reminds me of how Adele and I started actually. And that's the beauty of when you find that partnership, that relationship, that support in a group of people that are doing the same thing and they want to see you grow and become successful. That's something that doesn't have a value. It's really, we got to keep those people very close. Adele and I, we used to call each other. We started working separately, different
yeah,
businesses, and we used to call each other to say, do you like how this one looks here? Or help me look at my table. What else should I do? Or look at this other space. And that's when you start really seeing, the value on true relationships. And there's no competition. It's more about lifting each other up
yeah,
and growing and learning together because we are in an industry, all of us, that evolves and changes. So we're going to be becoming, we're going to become really susceptible sometimes to the changes. And that's where we find our support in our, family members, the other professionals that are there for us to every time we fall, they hold our hands to bring us up. So
Amen.
there's
Well, this
Christina,
is
Carlos, James, everybody that is watching you that are really, listening and happy for you. We can see a lot of hearts actually.
I can't see anything. Are they on right now?
Carlos
yeah.
and Christina, they're on. Yes. I don't know. I can't see either, all of them, but
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, it's hard to
Anita,
like see
Maya
all
Real
of it. You have to
Estate,
go down.
Maya.
Fairs, Edelma, let me
Edilma.
see, Vanessa, Steffi, James. Yeah, few people there.
Amazing.
So thank you so
Amazing.
much, Carla, for your time. It's been great to hear a little bit more about you. We know you, but we want people to get to know also the Carla behind the screen and all the fun and creative videos and see how much effort we put behind everything and how much work you put and energy and passion to everything that you do.
We
Thank you.
look forward to seeing more of your creative videos and content because they're really fun. Like the last one I have to say with the costumes, I think I said to Carla, I'm like, did you see the video? I'm like, you have to, it's entertaining. I'm like, this
It
girl,
is.
I go, she's next level. Like I have to give it to you. You were, I don't know, maybe in some past life, you were some sort of
A creative
movie.
director,
Yeah.
could be like a movie director or something.
Oh,
Anyways, but the people that actually are doing these things with you are also very valuable. So Steve, with that costume, I have to say,
Yeah.
Steve
he put
Bailey,
his
Cat
heart out
Bailey.
there.
They're just, they again, they were, he was such a good sport. And he's like, yeah, he's down for it too. Like, that's the thing. Let's do it. Like, let's go. Let's give her.
So
So it
you know
was,
what? That says a lot about what you were saying about the team. He trusts your vision and he just says, you know, I trust what you wanted, what you're doing. I'll put on whatever costume you want. And the only thing you were missing was a horse.
Next time.
next time, next time, next
Oh, there's
time.
Anna. Hi, Anna. Thank you for joining us. We're almost done here. We have been talking for over like an hour.
Yeah, it's
I
almost
could
an
talk
hour
to you
now.
guys forever. I love you guys. And thank you guys for what you do for the industry and who you are as people. It's just, you give so much in passion and love into what you do.
Yeah.
And on the daily, into the people around you. So we are lucky, we're all lucky to have you. And if anyone is looking for the best stagers, I mean, they know who to contact.
Thank you. Thank you so
We
much.
have a program.
A program, exactly. A platform now. Online program in Spanish, but English is coming. It's
English is
coming.
coming, exactly.
Yes,
So we need to get
definitely.
on top. Yeah,
So
we're
for
all going to
everyone that
tune
is
in.
watching, stay tuned. We have a good reveal soon with Carla. So we're very excited. We're looking forward to that and continue creating, great things together.
Can
So
I just give a hint? It's with a big a trusted brand that we all love. Can I say that much?
You can say that, whatever.
Okay,
you can
Yeah.
say it's yours, it's your project, so you can say as much as you want.
there I
We're
said
just
it.
there in the process. We're part of the process, but it's your
Yeah,
project. So yeah, can't wait to do it. So
Well,
thank
excited.
thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
It
Thank
Have
was
a
you
great
good
guys.
having
evening,
you.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you everyone for
Bye.
being here. Bye bye. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye.
Ooh, I wanted to take a photo of you guys. Oh.
Oh.
Do you think we can get Carla back on or no? Do you think someone took a photo of us? I just want to promote it. Oh.
Um, let me see.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get her. Let's see if she'll go on. This is funny. I've never done that before.
She's
Let me,
probably like, okay, I'm done.
I know. People
She's
are like, what is happening? I thought this is over. Let me see if I can send her a message because she can come on. Okay, hold on. I almost sent a message on the
Okay.
group chat that we have.
That was so much fun.
Yes.
That was so much fun. I love talking to you guys. I can talk to you guys forever.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. I don't think she's seeing my message.
No?
I sent her a message.
Okay.
Yeah. Too
Probably not.
bad.
She probably turned off her laptop. Or if,
But you can because okay, let me end this and then
okay,
yeah.
if
Okay.
you have a record, okay, but
I have the recording. I can tag you. You can put it on your, yeah.
perfect. Okay. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.